Aight. Says we're live. Just let me open up the YouTube page.
I don't know, but yeah, like I was saying, Renoa, I think is the name, but she did a good one there too.
Oh, okay. Oh shit. All right. Well,
Yeah,
the
it
podcast
was.
is live right now.
Well, hey.
Damn, how we already got 2 dislikes and we just started?
I don't know, man. Every time I upload a video, I always wind up with like 1, 2 dislikes, like instantly. I think somebody follows what we do just to.
Like,
I don't even.
I don't care if people dislike or not, but at the beginning, like you must have notifications on, like for real, just to see that shit.
Right. Well, I sent you the related thing on Facebook, and boy, would it be a doozy if people knew how exactly we wound up on this topic in the first place.
Right, yo, that should be hilarious. Like, no joke.
Oh god, I feel so bad for Alex. He's so triggered.
I don't blame him, man. Too many
Yeah,
thoughts running these cosplay streets. Well, that's actually a pretty good cosplay.
Yeah.
She didn't. Oh, so you're telling me you can cosplay without sexualizing stuff?
Oh yeah, I know. Crazy, right?
Shit, man. Oh god, people in the chat already like fuck Sony. Fuck that Venom movie. Yo. Oh, that reception is I thought it'd be split down the middle, but it seems more negative than anything else. That's so weird. I'm gonna pop out the chat. Pop out the chat. All right. Why'd everything go quiet all of a sudden? Can y'all hear us in the comment section? Because I feel like I'm all by myself. I don't know if Danny disappeared or something. Can y'all hear me? Because I don't know if it's Hangouts or if it's just this web browser I'm on my MacBook. But if I don't look at the Hangouts chat, it always fucking, I don't know if it lags me out, but it takes me out of the call. Oh no, none of y'all have replied in the comments section, so I'm kind of worried. Now Danny's gone. What the heck? Okay, now I'm scared. Y'all can hear me? Okay, so I guess something happened with Danny. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm loud. Oh, there's Danny. He's good. Scared me for a second, boy.
God, I kind of pulled apparently too hard on my cord, and it made me pop out of the USB a little bit, and this thing doesn't like to, let me back in.
Oh yeah, Hangouts is weird like that. I actually heard some rumors that Google's trying to phase out live streaming with Hangouts, which means we might have to switch everything to Discord. Yo, can y'all stop with that freaking Until Dawn 2 shit? Listen, for the last time, it's been almost a year, if not a year. It's been over a year. I was not a part or in any way affiliated with Until Dawn by Supermassive Games. Like, let's just set the record straight. Real. Believe me, if I was, that'd be plastered all over my fucking page. But nah. Y'all better stop with these alternative facts. God. Huh. Ah, man. Oh, hey, it's Rob.
Yeah. The guy y'all left out of your conversation.
No, we sent the link. Man, I sent the link at 8:55. What are you talking about, boy?
I didn't know y'all was going this early, huh?
Yo, we said 9 p.m. What the fuck?
Man, y'all don't personal message nobody to see if they good.
Yo, we sent it in the. That's why we're all in the group chat. You saw the messages, boy.
Just because I may have seen it in glancing, doesn't mean I saw and registered what the hell y'all was talking about.
Yo, so this man, boy, this man the type to see someone get. Nah, I ain't even going front. This man's just because I saw the house burning down didn't mean I actually saw it. Like, what?
Oh man, like,
This man didn't call the damn fire department. Well, I didn't want to call and make sure that no it was there. What's going on, player?
Not much, man. Just chilling out. Yeah.
I feel you. So we keep losing Danny because he's.
Oh no,
fighting.
you didn't lose me. Apparently, I am designated tech support. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. So.
Oh shit! I believe. Yep. Anyone. That's why I don't like to say that I know how to do shit, because the more you know, the more people need you.
Well, it's a frustrating thing because we got something that's. Long story short, my dad, when he left on a laptop behind for my nephews to use, but he apparently set up the account as like a kid's account.
Oh.
And because of that, it requires permission for them to be able to do anything, including get on Google Chrome, anything else. And she keeps telling them to, send the email thing to her account, which it does, and then she clicks the allow thing. And it redirects her to something, and it says, give us a while to fix this. And apparently it's been doing that for a half hour. But, I mean, there's really nothing anyone can do about that. It's Google going to be Google until Google decides to actually do what they're supposed to do.
It sounds like we got a case of the Zuckerberg shit.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, happy freaking Friday. Welcome to another episode of NXP Podcast. We're running short one member today. He's actually stuck in the I don't want to say it's an irregularity, but it's everyday traffic in California. So what are you going to do? Jamil will be joining us later on this evening whenever he gets free from clutches. He doesn't have unlimited 4G, so I don't think he can join us that way. It would be cool. I mean, because it's not like he's moving. He's stuck in the traffic. Yeah, for real, man. So, y'all already know these guys. No need for introductions whatsoever. So, let's get on to this topic of the week, man. It's the obligatory and redundant E3 2017 predictions. Now, I still can't fucking believe we're already at E3. Every year, it's just, bruh.
Every year, you want to know how you can tell when it's E3 season?
How?
When every year, no matter who's in the lead, no matter who's on top, no matter who's innovating, no matter who's falling behind, you will always find a bunch of articles talking about how Microsoft's clearly got an advantage moving forward. This is their comeback. Remember last year the Xbox was coming back?
The 4 months. The 4 months.
Every time around E3, you get the Microsoft comeback articles and the should Sony be worried articles. Like, I kid you, it's like they're about to ship like 70 million, I think, 60, 70 million.
Jesus.
That they are like, they have a 2-to-1 lead, and all these websites writing these articles about, are they not pushing back hard enough? Should they be worried? What can they do to maintain their lead? It's like
the momentum.
Yeah, I know. It's like, oh my God. Literally, because a console that just launched is selling like a console that just launched, and Microsoft is about to put out a premium product. Every year, though, that's how you know it's E3.
It is true. It is true. Yeah.
Clockwork, every year.
I mean,
it's like clockwork, bro.
I guess if you say every year is your year, you might get right at some point in the decade.
Yeah. I mean, man, my personal favorite though is the people insisting that the PS5 is going to be revealed like this E3 for next year, just because Scorpio's coming out.
Every single fucking time. That's another reoccurring thing that happens.
I always just find it hilarious that this time of the year, so many people get really cocky, and then it's like E3 comes and goes, and they ain't got much to show for it. So
that's why I don't believe in getting cocky. I don't believe in throwing shade. I do, but Not like not to the point where it's like they ain't gonna have nothing. It's like they better bring something, But I don't like to pretend that nobody's ever gonna bring anything.
Right.
If I can avoid it, just because they surprise you and then you look like an idiot. But
I feel like that's the best part about it, if they can surprise you with
or
shit that
the,
you
or
weren't expecting.
the worst end of that though is when you're like, oh, they're gonna kill it this year, and then they bring nothing.
Oh god, yeah, many. Well, Nintendo fans know that. So.
Oh god, last year.
Oh my god.
Federation Force was the highlight. I felt so bad.
Can we just talk about the fact that they showed Zelda nonstop for 3 fucking days and people were like, this is fine. This is okay.
They literally almost got people hurt last year because they opened up a Breath of the Wild booth and people like bum rushed it, started shoving each other, shoving people that were trying to get to other parts of the show floor out of the way. Like, come on, Nintendo fans, really?
Man, that shit's always funny because
that one over-the-top clown that hit his knees screaming "thank you" and crying.
What?
Yeah, you didn't see that GIF?
Oh no!
I got the footage of that. That dude, he hits his knees and he's just bawling and saying "thank you."
Wait! After he played it, or when he got to the front of the line?
When they announced, no, he didn't even get to the front of the line. He didn't even get in line. He hit his knees just because they announced it was going to be playable. That's it.
What? Okay.
Well, I mean, hey, when you go almost a full year with no games to play.
Oh yeah, that drought is legit, man. Shit, ain't that the fucking truth?
What I love though are the people who keep constantly insisting that there was absolutely no downgrade in that game.
Man, it's funny. Like, I mean, you look at the original footage.
I had people literally ready and willing to fight me on that. Unlike other games, it's improved. No downgrade. It's like, are you kidding me?
That frame rate sure wasn't improved shit. But nah. 10 out of 10 games. Any other game that has frame rate issues? No, shit. Fuck out of here.
Man, that's the other thing that irks me, though, is them Switch games that get like an extra like 5-10 points or something, whatever, just because they're portable.
Yeah.
Like, they take a hit. Well, they take a hit even in frame rate sometimes, but it's like, because it's portable, we're gonna up that 10 points, but we're not gonna dock any points for the frame rate because again, this is a handheld, even though it's not, and it's losing frames in docked mode. But hey,
the funniest thing I feel is the way people are justifying the overpriced Switch ports, and they're saying that you're paying for the portability.
Oh my god, I know that, and the stealth reviews like Persona 5. Man, can you imagine how much better this game would be on the Switch?
What?
I'm giving this an 8 out of 10. It probably would have scored higher, though, if it had some portability, like on the Nintendo Switch or even Sony's old Vita system. It's like,
oh god,
it's like, guys, why? It's one of those things where it's like, if you want a port, just straight ask for a port. Don't dock these people's work and tell them that you would have given them a higher score if they would have put it on your console. That's not fair to them. It's really not.
These gamers, bro. Well, I'm sorry, these journalists and everything. But yeah, so pretty much it's going to be a free-form discussion as far as things go for E3. I don't think we're going to talk about each individual company because it seems like everyone's having a goddamn conference, so it really wouldn't make.
There are fewer conferences this year, believe it or not.
Really? So who's not presenting? Because I know
EA is not having a conference this year. They are entirely at everyone else's.
Well, I mean, like, what do they have outside of fucking Battlefield 2?
They got Battlefield, they got Battlefront, they got FIFA. You remember that 20-minute FIFA discussion?
I'm so glad I wasn't there for that.
I get Pele's an icon. He is. But, like, did we really need to have, like, a 30-minute chat with him on your stage?
Well, Ubisoft did the same fucking thing. That's the word. I remember I was watching
Ubisoft they brought the Assassin's Creed movie producer out there to talk about it. That was
Frank Marshall or something. I don't know. I was
like,
dying.
Give us footage or something. We don't want to watch you talk to this man.
Well, in hindsight, maybe they saved this because who wanted to see footage of that movie?
But, and Ubisoft may as well not have a conference. They literally announced pretty much everything that they're bringing.
Man,
Yeah, at the same time they announced their conference time too. That's the
When is their
like,
conference?
dude.
Is it Monday again?
It's the same day. It's like the same day as Sony's. That they have
Yeah.
theirs like right after the PC conference, which once again is going to be nothing but hardware, people having a circle jerk about what their specs are, and that's about it. 3 hours of the most boring people in the gaming industry. 3 hours.
Sir, you gonna put some respect on my mustard rice.
Man, if they showed some of the games, and it's sad too because there are like so many like good PC games that could use that as a platform that like, you know, get it out there. These games exist. You want to play these, but no, they don't. They talk about hardware. They talk about future hardware and where it's going to go from there. They talk about, you know, fidelity. 8K is the future and it's almost here. They talk, and it's like that's great, but where are the games? And maybe every once in a while we will get a preview of a game. Once in a great while, and it's usually a game that's already been shown at like one of the other conferences.
My whole thing when it comes to those PC conferences, I mean, you are right. It is like a circle jerk, but the best way I could describe it is like, you remember how when everyone watched the PlayStation meeting for the PS4 Pro, and they were talking about how it was so boring and it wasn't exciting? That's basically every single PC conference talking about hardware, except worse. Like, I don't know what people were expecting. That's what it is.
Yeah, look, basically, just expect them to show The Witcher 3 again.
Oh.
The hair effects demo. That's about the most gameplay you're going to see again.
Yo, man. Speaking of boring ass conferences, did they confirm who's presenting for the Ubisoft conference? Is it going to be Aisha Tyler again?
Tyler again, yeah.
What? Hold on a second. Everything just went quiet. This is so weird.
Hello?
Wait a sec. The heck? Okay. I'm confused. Hold up.
Can you hear me?
Because I can hear you. I can't hear you. It says you're talking. It says I'm talking. Hold on. Let me.
Can the chat hear me?
Technical difficulties here, people.
Well, if you can't hear me, they probably can't hear
me. My Bluetooth, man, boy, if you don't cut it out.
Can anyone in the chat hear?
All right, there we go. I'm good. I hear everyone now.
Oh, okay. That's.
Yo, so what are we talking? Oh, yeah, Aisha Tyler. Is she coming back?
Yeah, she is.
Please, no.
Like, see, if she would just, you know, be herself and stop trying to be one of us, you know, she'd come off as a lot funnier because she is a funny woman in her element.
She is.
But she's clearly out of her element there and trying to be like relevant and kind of edgy and, you know, that stupid ass Girlwood shirt. Does she think that male gamers say that they got wood over a game? Like, unironically, has she been anywhere other than V?
Like, I think I want to see where are they getting this information from? I need to find out.
I don't even know, man.
Damn, how do we have 7 dislikes already? What the hell?
Probably because we talked smack about Nintendo.
That's true. We have 9 likes and 7 dislikes. God damn.
Well, dude. Like, okay, here's the thing. Whenever you're doing, like, E3 videos, if you ain't going to step out there and say Microsoft going to kill it because they got a new console, or you ain't going to say Nintendo's going to bring it because they have their new console, you're going to get disliked. And
so
the funny thing is, though, I ain't even said my thoughts about what they are or are not going to bring. I've said my thoughts about how they've been up to now. For all you guys know, I could say that I think Nintendo's going to knock it out of the park, but you already disliked.
Facts. Anyway, so... The main goal of this video, obviously, we're going to be talking about our predictions for Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, the big three. Everyone else, I mean, we can talk about them in passing, but I mean, it's not like we're going to get anything crazy, to be honest, because we already know the majority of their lineups, returning IPs, one indie digital game, and you know why we're here. You know it, seriously. So, I kind of want to
I
save
have
the
a
Nintendo portion for later when Jamil and Robert come back from the void. We can save that for then. But I mean, we might as well talk about Microsoft, so we might as well just talk about the freaking Scorpio and
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Xbox conference, ironically, is actually going before the Bethesda one. And okay, I'm gonna get this out of the way right now. I don't think it's any kind of coincidence or accident. They all tried to act like, "Oh, what an interesting predicament. We are right next to each other." No, y'all know that. I mean, it's been no secret to anyone who has half a brain that Bethesda has been on the Xbox's chode for like I don't know how long now.
right.
And I mean, Todd Howard was literally the only game developer to show up in their little Scorpio sizzle reel from last E3. And, talking about how this is the only platform we think is going to be good enough for our Fallout VR. And it's like everything that I've seen of Fallout VR, that could be running on PSVR easily.
Right.
But they don't want it to. Just like they don't want to talk about bringing certain games to the PS4. Just like they don't want to talk about the fact that their PS4 versions of games are always worse optimized than the Xbox version. Just like they literally told PS3 owners of Skyrim, tough luck, enjoy your broken game, or buy it on Xbox.
Bethesda, man. I mean, here's the thing. Obviously, they got a partnership going, but what are they going to announce that'll warrant them being on the stage?
Well, okay, here's the thing. They got a partnership going, but they don't want to alienate the other platforms because while they do clearly play favorites, they still want that sweet, sweet other gamer money.
Right.
So I mean, they want the PC money, they want the PlayStation money, even though they kind of treat the people who game on that like crap half the time. They're not going to alienate that. It's not going to be worth it. So I mean, look at the lip service they've been playing Nintendo.
That's right. They got they got to show off. They got to show off Skyrim's. It's not even special edition. It's Switch edition.
Nah, but I do think Howard himself is probably going to show up in Nintendo's Direct and demo that finally. Whether it'll actually be the footage of that game or clearly not, again, remains to be seen. Like they showed PC footage when they were playing that trailer, and people are acting like that's how it's going to look. It's not.
I think what they showed, it was during the January event for the Switch, where the graphics look really, really, really bad. I'm thinking that's what the Switch version is going to be. Because remember, these Bethesda games, even on consoles, they don't have that, I guess, much graphical detail that goes into them.
Well, so, I mean, when you look at like all the other games that are coming out for it, and like by this I mean like the third party stuff. I mean, in terms of they're not building anything from the ground up for that. The first game I think that's like a big third party game that's going to be built from the ground up for the Switch is probably FIFA. But that's if that rumor doesn't pan out.
Oh God!
But I mean, yeah. But when you look, it's like they're clearly porting like the PS3 version, the Xbox 360 version. Or in the case of Dragon Quest Heroes, the Vita version.
Good God!
And it's like some of that's probably laziness. Honestly, Bamco probably could have gotten that game running better than they did, but Nintendo wanted it as a launch title, and that's another thing that a lot of people don't know is that Nintendo. Wow, we skipped Xbox and we went right to Nintendo. Wow.
Bring it back, Danny. Bring it back.
Yeah, I got to finish this up, though. Nintendo, just as a fair warning, has basically told third-party developers, we want your games, now. We want them as soon as you can possibly churn them out. Don't be too surprised if QC isn't as high as it could be.
Yeah, that's what I noticed when it comes to bringing it back to Xbox for a second. Like this whole thing, I don't understand the partnership that they would realistically like what they would gain from this. I mean, what Fallout VR? What is Microsoft finally going to talk about the HoloLens? Okay, but like, what are they going to announce that's going to be like? Oh, let me get that Scorpio, fam.
Here's the thing: what confuses me is they're talking about mixed reality gaming now, and that to me is a completely empty buzzword because it's completely undefined. There's nothing saying what it is. It's like supposedly you're going to be able to play a game in VR and then take aspects of it with you on the go in like augmented reality. And it's like, so now you are going to try to swing HoloLens back toward gaming, even though you said before that that's not going to be its main focus, but now you're talking like it's going to be important to what you're trying to do here. The VR thing, honestly, I think is going to be a partnership with Oculus.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're not going to waste R&D on their own VR. And of course, they're going to try to, throw that out there as a feature. See, you can game with the VR on the Scorpio and your PC. No proprietary. The problem there, though, is that you got the second most expensive headset out there. The Vive is actually more expensive. Is going to put people off. The whole reason PSVR, does is because even though it's pretty expensive by VR standards, it's cheap enough that people are more willing to dip their toes in there. Gear VR has been taken off, even though that's pretty, honestly, it's fake VR. It's manipulated footage on your phone, but it's enough of a VR experience to get people interested, and that's a good thing. That is a good thing for the technology as a whole, but it's the cost is going to be a big factor. The fact that this is already a premium console and people are going to have to buy your premium console and then buy like a $600 headset to play VR. That's like $1,200 right there. I could get that and a PC rig that could run that for the same cost and probably run it better.
Yeah, it's the barrier of entry when it comes to this whole VR shit. That's why I remember seeing a lot of people wondering who in the world will buy a PlayStation VR when there are so many better alternatives. Y'all got to look at this. VR is not one of those things that you can just take a chance on and spend that guap. It's a couple $100 right there. So wouldn't it make more sense if you don't have the PC to buy it on a console that you probably already own? I mean, there's like 60 million PlayStations out there.
Yeah, there's a reason that they didn't unveil PSVR, even though we knew it existed, until they had a really strong install base.
Yeah, they were talking about VR for a hot minute.
Yeah, that was the justification for it. We have a really strong install base. It's something that a lot of people already have in their homes. This is, by comparison, affordable VR. You don't have to go out and buy a PC that has the right specs to run it. You can run it right off your console you already own.
Yep.
And that does make it more appealing from a marketing perspective. But yeah, I think we're going to see Fallout VR on the MS stage, or when they transition. I think we're probably going to see Crackdown 3, and what I think they're going to do with it is they're going to they can't make it Scorpio exclusive because they swear up and down no exclusives. And while I'm sure, being Microsoft, they will drop that down the line, they can't afford to do that at launch. So what you're probably going to see, honestly, them start doing is Scorpio exclusive features in games. Like all that destruction you saw.
That makes sense.
Not going to be in the vanilla version. It's going to be in the Scorpio version. And you're going to want to buy the Scorpio version, of all these games, or buy the Scorpio to get access to the patch that has that. You want the Scorpio because you want all the features. They're going to lock features behind that upgrade. That is probably still going to tick some people off, but their fan base will still eat it up. I think we're finally going to get another update on Sea of Thieves with more totally not scripted gameplay.
And cringy YouTube wannabes.
Yeah, it's like, no, see, I would be legitimately impressed and actually believe it if, like go on YouTube, contact these people, get PewDiePie, get Markiplier, get Jacksepticeye, get these guys to sit down, and play your game and actually interact and use footage of that on your E3 thing. Do that. These are real people. These are people that people like. Some more than others.
On paper, that game could be fun on paper, but I'm still not seeing it yet.
It's one of those things where it's like, when they do something, it's a little bit more believable that they're having fun. Plus, they bring attention because they have a following, a big following. It brings attention to your system, your game. It feels more organic that way. People would actually believe that these people, since most of them do know each other and play together fairly often, there'd be a natural rapport there. You wouldn't have to script the dialogue and have developers, with the face cams and everything.
My whole
Or
thing
just
on that
actors
situation, is I'd believe you. I know they're not dumb. They actually could have gone out of their way to make partnerships with those YouTubers, but I have another reason why I think they don't want to, because if you get those reactions and they're anything but what they were expected, basically genuine reactions, I don't think that would pan over very well, because what if the game isn't as fun as those fucking reactions made it appear?
I know
Oh, man,
that's
so you think-
why I don't trust these scripted gameplay things.
Exactly,
And
yeah.
I didn't really like it, even though it looked fun when Ubisoft did it with Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Oh,
It's
God.
like that kind of took you right out of the fun, because it's like that's not natural chat talk. You know that.
Nobody talks like that. Fucking.
And it's like as fun as the gameplay was, that takes you out of it.
Yeah,
So what could have been like a really fun looking game instead comes up as being fake.
so basically, the YouTubers would be too real for them.
Yeah,
Well,
basically.
most of them who were good, yeah.
Let's see what else.
Somebody just said, "Get Keem start to play it."
Let's get right into the lawsuit. Anyway,
That's so true.
I think we'll finally see Cuphead again. If it is still alive, we will see it there. If we do not see it there,
What I heard about Cuphead was that originally it was just going to be a boss rush type game, but they saw like the reactions from people and they decided to retool it into a platformer. And they decided doing that a couple of years ago, so it's been a hot minute,
and it takes all this time.
well, that's what I mean. If we don't get an update, though, just assume it's in development hell.
Like, my whole thing is, I don't know who's making it, so I can't really say. But to be
I'm gonna look that
honest,
up real
if it
quick.
didn't have that aesthetic, would we really care about it?
I only care about it because it's coming to PC, honestly.
Well, I mean, no, but if it had that Mighty Number 9 aesthetic when it was revealed, I don't think anybody would care. So I have to
Okay.
see. Okay, who's working on it?
A studio called Studio MDHR, which is actually run by a pair of Canadian brothers.
Okay.
And this appears to be their first game, from what I'm seeing here.
Okay. That makes sense, I guess.
Hang on, let me check here. I think it goes a little bit further back.
So the games we made in Canada.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're taking breaks between milking their beavers to.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
It's that milk and the beavers. Goddamn. But yeah, while Danny does that, some of the things we obviously know are coming. Forza 7, it's all but freaking confirmed. So we know that's happening. And it's a Forza game. You know how they alternate every 2 years. So
Yeah, I think this is their first game.
no. All right. Well, I guess that kind of makes sense. And if it's a small studio like that, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said, though, like an update. I'm not expecting like a big thing, a release date, anything.
What?
Just an update.
That'd be depressing if it was just an update and we didn't get a release date, because I don't know if y'all have noticed this, but outside Forza, what games coming out this year for Xbox? Like, we have no confirmed release dates. We've had no confirmed release dates.
Sea of Thieves was allegedly coming out this year. Whether that's still going to be the case, especially given how quiet Rare got, I don't know.
Because I'm really confused. Because since Halo Wars 2 released, that was back in February.
Yes.
And- No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, yeah. The last major game for Xbox PC, whatever, was in February, and that was 3 months ago. So
You said it was what?
Halo Wars 2. So that was 3 months ago, and we're probably not going to get another game until August, September at the earliest. Like, we've talked about Nintendo droughts, but Can we just talk about these Xbox droughts for a second? Like, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, they have had like I forget what games they even were counting this year as like AAA exclusives or something.
Well, it's just
And
Halo
it's like
Wars 2.
they had indie games on there, man. They had Cuphead on there. They had they were counting Sea of Thieves as a AAA exclusive title, and it's like it's an MMO, and it's like a really stylized MMO. And I'm not trying to take away from it, but it's like that's the one real game that they have coming out this year that's like a traditional title. Halo Wars, it's a strategy game. And a real-time strategy game, and while the production value is pretty good, you don't consider that a traditional AAA release. So I think other than Sea of Thieves, which may not even release this year, all they have to look forward to is Forza, because 343 already said Halo is not going to be at E3 or Gamescom.
So here's the thing that I'm thinking, and obviously, of course, this is just a gamble. But what if all of these Microsoft studios were like working in secret on a certain game? Because a part of me is thinking that there is something to that 343 thing, because they said Halo's not going to be there, but that doesn't mean that 343 can't be there to announce some. Like, I just have a feeling that one of their studios has to be working on either a new IP or bringing something back from the dead, because if they come on there and just show this fucking Scorpio, and they show the games we already know that are coming out, but made better by Scorpio technology, like, going forward, this is literally just going to be Xbox One, but more powerful. Like, you're still getting the same 3 games that you got this generation, the only games that made an impact: Halo, Forza, and Gears. So what are you going to get? You're going to get Halo 6. Ooh. Gears 5. Ooh. Freaking Forza 8. Ooh.
Where you at? With real life car notes for some reason.
Exactly right. So, Rob, you've been you kind of came through halfway. Xbox, is there anything that can bring them back into the race? Anything realistically? Because I mean, we could sit here and give our wish list on things, but like, what do you realistically think they could do?
To be honest, I don't. To be perfectly honest, I can't see nothing being done in a 1 year time. A good start would be, I mean, their only problem is what? Their games, the library. As for what?
Hello, I'm here.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome back.
Sorry. Fucking traffic. Jesus.
Yeah, everyone over here, they poured one out for you, bro. It's all good.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, but as far as for what exactly, I have no clue. But did somebody drop again?
No, we got another Danny in this call. Holy crap.
Oh, wow.
Wait, we live?
Yeah, we've been live, fam.
Oh, my God.
Oh, there I go. Okay. Yeah, Hangouts crashed on me, so I had to reload the tab. I don't know.
Danny, stop abusing the timeline.
Somebody's got to fix that show.
Yes. I cry every time.
But okay, here's
Chris, real quick, Chris, do you know what happened this week?
I don't want to know.
Oh, man.
Okay, in terms of what I think Microsoft could do to come back, they do have some IPs that they are basically sitting on, doing nothing with, that they could, bring back. Namely, the number one, and honestly, with their new system, it would be the best way to do it. Crimson Skies.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
That was a game that was a one-off, basically. It didn't really get any kind of proper follow-up. A lot of people love it. It's got a cult following. Another one that I think they might do, and I think they might actually try to bring... Oh, wow, I'm hearing myself. I think somebody's got their speakers a little loud.
That's probably me. Hold on. Okay, there you go.
Okay, I think one thing they might actually try to bring back is, believe it or not, Battletoads. They've been teasing that they might do something with them for a while. I think they're going to do something, even if it's like an Xbox arcade title. just to give
probably just a 3D remake of it.
something like that.
It's like I kind of picture that Turtles in Time remake kind of feel.
Now, what they gonna do is remake a whole bunch of fucking Xbox controllers and sell those shits to you because that's all they can do.
Well, when you think about it,
They
Microsoft
gonna
has
be handing out
released
controllers, bro.
Well, here's what
like, all they have is
Bro,
controllers. Like, I was like, yo, why was it? Like, I was downtown today. Like, actually, like, went into a GameStop because, like, I thought about getting a new Fire Emblem, but I was like, you know what? Nah, I ain't fucking with it. But like, I look behind like the goddamn like like the counter and shit. I see like the fucking rainbow of Xbox controllers. I'm like, what is this? Like,
bro, that is true. They've released more Xbox controller variations than they have games.
Yeah, that is true.
but
like that's what you're gonna get at
I feel like
E3.
every year there's a new Xbox controller.
there are things, like I said, I think they could do to kind of start crawling back. My problem is I genuinely don't believe that they're doing them, or they're doing them, but they're at a state where it's way too early to really even reveal anything, especially after all the...
Yeah, exactly.
What's funny is that they always talk smack about revealing stuff too early at E3, and yet a study was done and kind of showed that they actually have a longer stage to screen time elapsing than PlayStation games have this generation.
Oh yeah,
So,
I've noticed that.
yeah, but after that smack talk, they can't afford to do that. So what I think they're going to do, cover their butts, is you're going to see a lot of money hats. You're going to see almost every Bethesda game advertised, with the Scorpio and the PC, and that's about it. You're going to see, you're probably, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't try to get a hold of Assassin's Creed again. It would not shock me. And Ubisoft, they go back and forth on that all the time. They won't do any long-term deal, so that wouldn't shock me.
Man. I think they need to take Unity as a whole, man.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I think we're probably gonna see some more timed exclusivity from them. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to money had a lot of stuff to make up for the fact that they don't have a whole lot to show. And at the very least, they're going to convince all these studios to at least show the game running on Scorpio on stage, even if they don't want to sign a permanent marketing deal. Like,
so you think they're going to get Call of Duty?
No, they're not going to get Call of Duty. Activision has a long-term deal with PlayStation. They do play the long game with their marketing deal. But,
I mean,
because last generation was all Xbox.
What's going to be the EA shooter this year? Then
they're going to show Battlefield 1 again. They have to.
Again?
Yeah, and they're going to show it running on Scorpio and act like it's a brand new game and a brand new experience.
God. See, I knew this was coming, man.
Wait, does PlayStation have marketing deals for Star Wars?
Yes, all of them. Period.
Shit. Sony has all the marketing deals. They have Activision, they have EA, they have Rockstar.
No, they don't got EA. They don't got EA. Well, I mean, they have them for certain sports games, but I mean,
they have EA for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, Battlefield 1 is an EA game, and that's Xbox. So
FIFA goes back and forth all the time, I noticed.
Yeah, like so Sony has like most of the marketing deals. They also got Rockstar, don't they?
Yo, whoever got Rockstar will fucking win everything, fam.
Exactly. Man.
RDR too. Yeah, and all these people too talking about how these companies are basically gonna break their contract with Sony or choose not to renew it so they can show off their games running on the superior console. The most powerful console of all time. It's like if they wanted to just go for brute force visuals, they'd show the PC footage like they already do.
Right.
I mean, the thing about Microsoft's games is, didn't they say that pretty much at this point forward, all of their games will be coming to PC anyway?
Yeah.
Like, before Scalebound got canceled, it was gonna have a PC port. Like, and all of their games have a PC port. Sea of Thieves, Cuphead, Phantom Dust, even though that game looked like garbage.
That's another thing I think is gonna happen. They're gonna have another free Phantom Dust day.
What about a free Voodoo Wednesday?
Nah. What amuses me is that they try to make it seem like they had to do all this extremely hard work to restore Phantom Dust, and they even tried to BS people saying that, the assets back then, they were HD, and if the Xbox had been able to output HD, you'd have seen it in HD. It's like,
God.
those are not HD. I mean, we can see HD now. Those are clearly not HD. Why are you saying this as we're watching? But yeah, I think they're probably going to give that away for free again. Maybe with like bonus stuff.
Nintendo's E3
with a complimentary
Not
controller.
yet. We're saving Nintendo for later.
Okay.
We kind of brushed on it, but mostly what they've been doing up till now. So.
I mean, honestly, this is what I really think. Even though they denied it, I think they're going to show off. Like, they're basically going to say, they might say something like, Master Chief Collection is coming to PC or something. Even though they said that isn't. Even though they said that isn't the case, I'm like,
they got to
really
redeem
don't have
themselves from that one.
anything else to show. And so you're not showing off Halo 6. And I would hope that 343 is not finishing Scalebound because no.
Oh god, if that rumor turns out to be true, I will laugh and laugh. The fanboys cannot decide how they feel about that. I mean, first of all, it was Microsoft exercising good quality control, and another subpar Japanese dev let them down, and so they canceled it before they bled more money, and it was a smart move. But now that this rumor that 343, and the reason they're not showing Halo is because they are working on Scalebound, finish it. You know, all of a sudden it went from that game was going to be crap anyway, it's a good thing they canceled it, to, well, you know, they already put all that money into it, so of course they're going to, finish it, because otherwise they'd lose all that, and now they have a chance to make it back. You know, you'd see that if you weren't a pony. It's
My whole thing as far as Scalebound goes, like, realistically, even if they do bring it back, come on now, I'd say a good 70% of the appeal was because of the fact that Platinum was working on it exclusively.
Oh, it was.
Like, let's be real.
That's the entire point of the appeal. It was going to be
people like Platinum, yo.
Yeah.
It was going to have their combat. It was going to have, but nah, they're going to kill basically what made it appealing. Yeah. And you know that now that it's completely in the house, they're going to throw almost all the focus into the multiplayer and co-op aspect of it.
Which is actually what people speculate is why Scalebound got canceled in the first place, because the whole multiplayer co-op thing that we saw at E3 last year, people bring that up that's not really Platinum's thing. Most of their games are single player games, whereas like Microsoft is mainly multiplayer focused. If you notice anything about what Phil Spencer said this past week.
Yeah, I know that's the reason that worries me so much. His statement that these single player games, they don't have impact anymore, and the service based games do. It's like you're, and then this comes out. It's like they're gonna turn this into like some sort of online dragon taming arena game, aren't they?
Yeah. It seems like, yeah. I mean,
you know what those games feel like to me? Those like almost completely online focused. They feel like big budget mobile games.
I was gonna say free to play, but same thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like there's and I'm paying $60 for a game that honestly I probably could have played free with slightly lower graphics. The concept is kind of neat and all, but like I don't think it's like $60 neat, especially since I'm sure they're probably going to shoehorn microtransactions in there to buy like premium dragon crap.
Right.
If you want to have a sleek colored dragon,
You want the Master Chief Dragon.
Yeah.
You know it.
Pay $6.99 for the Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Jesus Christ.
They make $1 million in one day from one user.
Oh, you know it. Shit, bro. You already know the way Halo 5 performed. Fuck. But yeah, the one thing I'm worried about more than anything is just how they're going to try to make Scorpio enticing when they literally have no games announced for the fall season outside of Forza.
Hey,
that's where the money heading, and that's where the marketing deals are going to come from. They're going to shell out money to get either timed exclusivity or just even the right to display it, advertise.
Yeah, right. They're going to have to polish that turd real shiny.
But like I was
But hey, real quick.
Wait, hold up. What's up, bro?
No, I was about to say real quick. Maybe y'all can better explain this thing. So is it true that like Microsoft is sharing the Xbox library with the PC, like everything.
Yeah.
Well, their
It's part of
games, yeah, part of their Play Anywhere movement is if you buy the game on PC or Xbox, vice versa, you get a free copy of the other one. I think it works just Xbox and you get a free PC copy. I don't know if it works the other way.
It's technically only first party stuff. Like they can't
Right, just
force
first party, just first
to
party.
do that. But yeah.
Okay, all right, yeah, 'cause that's what I wanted. Cause I was about to say, like, what's really the point then?
Yeah.
But yeah, but that's all I wanted to know. You can go ahead with what you were saying.
All right. Another point on the whole Microsoft thing. I forgot what the hell.
Scorpio price.
Yeah. So, what do y'all think? I'm thinking I got 2 price points. I got the realistic price point, what I think it's gonna be, and then the price that I want it to be. So, what I want the price to be is I want them to take the L and release it at $400. That's what I want it to be. Realistically, a price that I think they could get away with. Well, I mean, I don't think they can at this point, but what it probably will be is I'm thinking we might have another $499, like the launch Xbox One. Because obviously, I personally believe that the specs of the Scorpio, from its inception to now, have been downgraded. Either that, or their wording has changed completely. But I don't think it's going to be this crazy premium machine that they're talking about, unless they're taking a massive loss. Like this is a $900 machine and they're selling it for $500.
About that, I mean, it's hard to separate anymore. Like the actual talk from them versus the sensationalism that like people in media are giving it, people online are giving it. Like it especially doesn't help when you have people like Crap Gamer out there who are legitimately trying to tell people that the Scorpio is literally twice as powerful as a PC with the same specs.
You say that every time with
That's
Microsoft
not how it works.
console, man.
Also, with this 4K 60, with this whole 4K 60 thing on a Scorpio, if you even go look back at some of Digital Foundry's just videos, they have trouble pushing games at 4K 60, and they have like 1080 Ti's with i7s in them. Like
Exactly.
Well, I think it's kind of telling that the game that they use to show off the power, as it were, was the it was Forza.
Yeah, not really
And
demanding.
racing games typically aren't super demanding, which is why they can look so good. It's just a matter of the developer being willing to put in the time. And to the Forza devs' credit, they do really good work. So, that doesn't surprise me. But, the fact that they made a big deal too of slapping that number up there and showing, oh, hey, look, we're not even using 80% of its full power. Wink, wink. And it's like, that screenshot got out there, and it's like, guys, nothing's even moving right now. You're at the start of the race. I find it hard to believe that number wouldn't climb as more things started happening.
Right.
But it does irk me. They are going to go full force with every sort of marketing spin they can muster on this. Can't get around the fact that they were talking about using the sparse rendering. You can't get around the fact that they were. And again, it's like Digital Foundry, they took them in there and they're like, oh, they wowed us with that. And it's like they did that with the PS4 Pro too. They were quite impressed, said that you could hardly tell the difference at times, yada, yada. Then they got a hold of the thing and were able to do an official tech breakdown. And suddenly the thing sounded at least less impressive than it did from their first impressions. I have a feeling the Scorpio is going to be doing the same thing. I have a feeling that when they get a hold of it and see the ways that they managed to do it, I'm not going to say that they're bad, because if you can find a way to render something and make it look really good while less horsepower than needed, that's a good thing, and they should be credited for that from a design standpoint. I don't think that it's really all just raw power like they're trying to sell it as, that there's some techniques involved here that we're just not privy to right now.
Yeah, just in general, when it comes to console development, they have all their little tips and their tricks and their nuances, which is something people now. What happened? Mm-hmm.
Well, I was just thinking though, in terms of price, in my opinion, All right, here's the thing. When they talk about all the stuff that they custom made for this thing, and the fact that they actually spent a lot of R&D money, which could have been spent on games, on special designing
It could
things
have,
in
but
there.
why?
Why would they do that?
Just all this stuff together. Again, I have a place where I wish it would be, and a place where I think it could be, and a place where, you know, I have like a realistic middle, I have an optimistic low end, and I have a pessimistic high end.
Give us all of them. Go.
The optimistic low end, $500.
Okay.
I do not see them going lower than 500. I just don't. And even then, they're probably going to take a loss on that.
All right.
The realistic middle, probably about 600 PS3 launch style. But they're going to try to spin it as being that much.
They go try to $599 US dollars.
They've been very clear about this being a premium product. They've been very clear about this, you know, and they're going to be able to spin it though, you know, because it's got all this new stuff in there. And the problem with the PS3's big problem is that it was that price and it did have all that new technology. The problem is, and it was something they realized and they kind of took it out later, it was mostly media technology and completely unrelated to the games. And the problem is, we just realized we kind of threw this new processor out there and gave nobody time to figure out how to use it. So everything we show doesn't look as good as it's supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't quite have that problem. So I think that's how they're probably going to try to spin it. Pessimistic high end, 650 to 700.
Oh,
It would be, honestly, anything other than the optimistic low end, it's probably DOA, or at least nowhere near the amount that people expect it to move.
Right.
But I'm just talking about, that's why I said that's a pessimistic worst case scenario high end.
We try.
What's funny though is seeing I don't even remember what site it was, but they were talking about how the Scorpio can be the system to make VR mainstream, and I'm just sitting here thinking, like how? And then you find out they think that Microsoft should develop a proprietary VR or partner with Oculus or Vive and include bundled at cost a VR headset with every Scorpio bought.
Oh God,
man!
Which would not only make their system sell, but make VR mainstream. And I'm just sitting here reading this like, yes, it would make their system sell, and they would lose almost as much money as they gained on each one because
literally,
know. I mean, the Oculus is like 600, like 500, I think. 400 is what they were talking about dropping the price to.
Right.
And it's like, even then, it's like, assuming this thing is like 500 and then the console is like 500-600, they'd either like cancel out any profit right there, or they'd be losing $100 on the.
Yeah, I mean, well, okay, let's go back to the roundtable. Rob?
Man, I'm really stuck between 500 and 600, man. Like, God, I don't see them shooting. They are not, unless they're gonna grind their teeth the whole way. They're not gonna do like, and I'm gonna use Sony as an example. Doesn't mean I'm fanboying it, but like a surprise low cost. They're not just gonna bust out the gate and then show you $399 or something like that. I just cannot see them doing it. So like 500 to 600 that's like if I could see it in my head, that's where I think they go right.
If I may, I actually wouldn't be surprised if they don't announce the price here. It would not shock me if they either announce it after their event, after they got people excited and figuring whatever it's worth it, or even like later this summer, closer to launch. Right. You know, let the hype build up first before you drop that. Because
so you think they just gonna talk about it, probably show it, and just move on? You realize they ain't say the price of it.
No, they wouldn't shock me. It honestly would not, because again, Phil keeps talking about how, oh no, we understand that, realistically, if we want this to sell, it's got to be. But then he turns around and says, keep in mind though, this will be a premium priced product because it's a premium system.
Right.
And the fact that he keeps going back to that, even after he says, oh no, we're fully aware of people's concerns about price, but he keeps going back to that.
Yeah.
And when you pay attention to Phil, and you know how Phil BS's, because let's face it, the guy is known for his ability to spin a turd as a good thing. It's how he got the job.
Wouldn't that be Aaron Greenberg, to be honest?
Oh no, Aaron Greenberg is the guy who picks up that turd and sticks it in your lunchbox.
Oh, man.
Aaron Greenberg is single-handedly responsible for escalating the console war as bad as it's gotten. Like, I don't care what anyone says. I'm not one of them delusional people who tries to pretend the console war didn't exist. I mean, look at the old Genesis commercials. Genesis does what Nintendo don't. That's been a thing. But it's like, you didn't, and you'd have kids occasionally get into like arguments on the playground about which was cooler, the Genesis or the Super Nintendo. But you didn't have people like threatening to shoot each other. You didn't have people literally walk up on someone for being a Sony pony and pull out their gun and say that if I could get away with it, I'd cap you in the head right now. You didn't have that crap.
It ain't even that serious, man.
Bruh.
And I mean, it was the first time too that a company would like actively troll its competition. Like when the PS3 had its launch over in Europe, Xbox went by with that boat, blasting about the Xbox 360. When the first Black Friday went through, Greenberg talked about how Xboxes were sold out. The Xbox One is sold out, and he takes a picture of a full pallet of PS4s.
Yo, y'all remember that article he did?
That man is petty as hell.
No, did y'all see that article he did last year where if you read the article, it would look like Xbox One NPD, but they actually came in second place.
Oh, yeah.
I was in tears.
He was the guy who introduced, counting the bullets fired in online and everything too.
He was like, "We're number one at being number two." I was dead.
Yo.
Like he's like, "Thank you, Xbox gamers, for making this the most successful month in Xbox growth." So you think, "Oh, okay, they won NPD." No.
No.
I was just in tears because you read that and you think that. Yo, he's like that person you talk to who tell you that everything is fine, this is fine, everything is okay. Meanwhile, the damn house is collapsing.
On fire, everything's fine, just fine.
Like Leslie Nielsen in Police Squad. Nothing to see here, move along, and everything's just floating by him.
All right, Jamil.
That dude's he's a real Chief Wiggum, man.
Yes.
Xbox Scorpio. Expectations, predictions, final price point.
Oh, easy. 700.
Oh shit!
I knew I was
when it gets to the point of when the console start costing more than rent, you got to start reconsidering stuff too.
Oh, facts.
When I hear premium, okay, here's the thing why I don't believe it's going to be 500 because Phil keeps mentioning premium. Right?
Yes.
So even on the best of days, if it were 500, which it's not. Premium. When I think premium, I think high end. I think top of the line. So it's going to be anywhere from 600 above. But if they wanted to, not completely kill themselves, it will be 700. But it could be anywhere higher than that. Because to be completely honest, when we look at Microsoft, by and large, if you look at how they operate, they don't really that much care about video games. Not in the way you think people would want them to. You see, with Valve, Nintendo, and even Sony to an extent, like a good percent of their profits come from video games. In fact, with Valve and Nintendo, all their profits come from video games.
Not
they have to put
a lot of money.
Yeah, they have to try with video games. With Microsoft, they don't have to. Microsoft could drop out of the gaming industry right now, and they would still be here.
They'd be fine.
They'd be fine. In fact, out of everyone I just named, Microsoft has the most money out of all of them put together.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like
you also got to understand too that Nintendo is a company unto itself. Valve is a company unto itself. Although Valve has been slacking in the development department themselves, so as well. But hey, even PlayStation, to an extent, it has been spun off of Sony. It operates as its own entity. It is a company unto itself, for all intents and purposes, for all operational purposes. They don't have to go to they don't have to go to Kaz and say, "Hey, can we do this?" They can just do it. So long as they're making a profit, it stays that way. Microsoft and the Xbox division does not have that luxury. They are a division of Microsoft. They are an in-house, in-company division. They are answerable to the Microsoft board of directors, the Microsoft shareholders.
Yep.
And they invest in this company, and they are part of this company because of the operating system, because of the other technologies they're developing. They don't really care about video games. To them, video games are like a toy division. It is a secondary division. And you can bet your sweet ass that if they are shoveling that kind of money into toys, for all intents and purposes, to them, they want that money back. Mm-hmm. And there's also the fact that they do know their fan base, to be perfectly frank. I mean, you look at people like Mooch, look at people like Crap Gamer, look at people like those guys, Tim Dog, all them. They would legitimately shell out not only $700 to buy one, they'd buy two just to try to get the NPD numbers up.
Exactly, and then
one of them I think actually did take out a loan or something to buy a console.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
So it would not shock me because they do know that they have a rabidly loyal fan base that they could milk at that price and at least get a starting install base and then drop it later.
Yeah. I know a guy, he was telling me from the start, and I think it was last year, where he said he was going to get an Xbox One S and still get the Scorpio, and he already got an Xbox One, the original one. So you just going to be sitting with three of the same console in the crib.
Yeah. It's not the same. It's more powerful, and at least it has a UHD Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
For all 20 movies that are out for it.
Man, as much as they potentially about to charge you for this Scorpio, they gonna give you an extra controller for free.
I still don't understand what's the point of it. It's like, if all the games are gonna be on PC, why does this matter? Because you can't say anymore that, oh hey, I can if I was gonna spend that much, I might as well go buy a I don't want to buy a PC because it costs too much, but you're gonna be spending, in their words, a premium price, so it's like, just go buy it.
Well, honestly, you want my honest opinion?
It
matters because the reason that they built it like a PC is that they are transitioning away from consoles, but not away from consoles. What I mean by that is they are obsessively focused, and it's in Phil Spencer's statement too, that they see games as a service as more profitable. Service-based gaming is more impactful and better for them. Mm-hmm. And when you look at what they're doing with the Play Anywhere initiative, that's what they're doing. They are basically giving you 2 copies of the same game that you can play on either platform. What it actually is similar to the Steam box. And when you look at how the Scorpio is built, it is built not like a console, but like a PC. They are essentially moving into the PC market and using the Xbox brand. That is what they are attempting to do here. And it would not surprise me if they didn't compartmentalize the Scorpio and make it so that you could upgrade it. Or if not in this iteration, in the next one, because they're also trying to talk about moving away from traditional console generations. This is what they're doing. And so, yes, they are essentially trying to sell you a slightly gimped PC forced into this box because they're trying to transition you away from that market. And honestly, it wouldn't shock me if they don't start, jumping on the console gaming is dying bandwagon that a lot of folks in media have been trying to get on. sales being at a record high.
That's what I kind of said in the first place, man. This thing is built like a first-party proprietary Steam box, but the whole point of Steam boxes were to make PC gaming more accessible, and that fell flat on his ass because nobody knew how to market this. So why are you marketing a more powerful Xbox / GIMP PC / it's just so confusing. I don't know who this is for, because 1 minute it's for the hardcore, the really dedicated and invested, and the next minute, no, we're trying to tackle a new market entirely. And it's just, I really don't know. Like, I just put Halo on PC. That's all I ask.
Put Halo on PC and release an OG Xbox emulator so I can play Jet Set Radio Future and stop playing these games with me.
God, for real. Anyways, we talked enough about Microsoft. Let's move straight into another topic of discussion. This one, I think we can get this one done fairly quick, because out of all the companies, I think we know what they're going to talk about, but at the same time, every year they surprise us. So let's talk about Sony. Realistically,
can we maybe just real quick? Can we hit Ubisoft?
Yeah, sure. I guess, why not?
All right, Ubisoft. As I said before, I really don't know why they're even bothering to show up. Because again, they did reveal everything. Aisha Tyler, etc. But I do think there are a couple of things that we might see.
Don't they have a whole conference to themselves again?
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. They announced their own conference, and then immediately announced most of their games for it, including The Crew too, because apparently that sold gangbusters.
I don't understand that. I only know one person who has that game.
I guess supposedly it actually sold like really well in Europe. So.
So why they won't give it to us then?
I don't know. But I think we might, although it probably won't be at their event, I think that we might finally see them unveil that thing they've been working on with Nintendo.
Ubisoft?
Yeah.
Oh, Raving Rabbids Mario crossover?
Right.
Yeah, that.
Right.
And that I want to see that just for the sake. It's like the train wreck thing, you know it's going to be gruesome. You're not going to want to see it, but at the same time, you can't not. So.
Damn rabbits, man.
And all right, that's about all I wanted to say.
Well, all right. So Sony's conference.
Oh boy.
Definitely think. I mean, first and foremost, I'm not even going to list off everything. We're going to see all those goddamn exclusives there. So
we just gonna see the games. That's what
I don't see Kingdom Hearts 3 and the 7 remake. I'm pulling up on Square Enix with the Draco. Like, I swear to God.
We're gonna wait for the Square conference. We will see Kingdom Hearts 3. It will get 30 seconds of new gameplay, and you will all chill for it. That is
listen, I ain't chill for nothing. I want a release date.
I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about all these. The crap Chris gets every time he criticizes anything Square does with Kingdom Hearts is hilarious.
Man, forget all that. These people don't forget how to make games. They don't forget how.
Here's the thing I don't understand. Y'all spend so much time damage controlling for a company that doesn't make games.
Yo, for real. They get paid to tell you they making games.
For real, like, you would think that these dudes got a new quality Kingdom Hearts game on the level of The Witcher every year with how much time they spend damage controlling. Like,
there is no excuse in the world why games take this long. It do not I don't understand it. I just don't.
The Witcher 3 got done in a faster time than this Bumbleclot Kingdom Hearts. Man, get out of here.
What you think we get first? Kingdom Hearts 3 or Cyberpunk 2077? I swear to God, if Cyberpunk comes out before Kingdom Hearts 3.
Listen, if we see anything about Cyberpunk before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, that's just an automatic L.
Yo.
Like, do people not realize that the story and the Witcher got 2 full fucking expansions? before Kingdom Hearts 3 got another trailer. Can we talk about this?
I mean, yo,
I'll tell you this:
there's been
we see
games
Shenmue 3 before we'll see Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, and
Yo,
you know what? That's gonna be the last piece of the puzzle, yo. Shenmue,
Avengers Infinity
the
War will
last
come out before
Guardian.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Well, Rob's trying to say
Shit.
something.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was saying that'll be the last piece of the puzzle. If we get Shenmue 3 and the last Guardian that came out,
Oh, don't imagine
it's like-
Shenmue 3 comes out on time. I would die.
I'll be like, yo, that'll be one of them situations where everybody looking at Square like, boy, you don't get
I should mention I do have a full list of things I expect to see there.
Well, outside of the realistic shit that we know they're gonna show,
Spider-Man.
Nah. But let's talk about
Right.
some of the things that you have a feeling they're gonna talk about.
All right, I think that we're going to see something new from Software. I don't think it's going to be Bloodborne 2. A lot of people think it's going to be Bloodborne 2.
slow down, Daddy.
Okay. Well, a lot of people have been saying that it's Bloodborne 2. This is a long list, so I'm trying to get through
Oh,
this
boy.
for yours.
Everybody get your damn popcorn.
Hey, you're the one telling me to slow down.
No, speed up.
He says a long list.
All right, I do think we're going to see something new from Software, but based on the fact that they said that they want to take a break from Souls games, and while that's technically not a Souls game, it is a Souls-like game, very similar. I don't think it'll be that. In fact, I think we might actually wind up seeing Armored Core back before we see that. But I mean, I'm not making that claim. I'm just saying I think whatever they're working on, because it is apparently going to be a PlayStation exclusive.
New IP?
Yeah, I think it's going to be something new, or a resurrection of something old, but definitely something that's not their usual fare.
Yo, imagine if they were working on a medieval game. I would die.
That honestly would not surprise me. I think
medieval.
I think we're going to get more character reveals for NBCI, obviously. But I will tell you this. I think we might finally get at least the title and maybe a trailer, like a teaser trailer for Visceral's Star Wars game.
Maybe the EA. I was thinking the EA show.
We might even. Well, EA's not having it show.
Oh, you're right.
So, and we might even get a little hint at what Respawn's working on. Maybe that's less likely, but maybe.
Okay, what definitely has to happen, and they cannot push this back anymore. I don't care. We need to find out what Sucker Punch is working on.
Yeah, that was the next thing on my list.
I was psychic. Yes.
I think we may well, from the hints I've been seeing, we might be getting like similar to what happened with the original Crash trilogy. We may get the same thing with the Spyro trilogy.
I could see
which
it.
would be incredible, and that's a day one for me.
I would lose it. I would lose it.
Really? I mean, Spyro was good, but like, let's not get
Spyro
ahead
was
of
my
ourselves.
childhood.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves talking about Spyro is like this crazy. Spyro was
we're gonna get Call of Duty World War II gameplay. Like
I actually want to see that. I do want to see that.
Yeah, I want to see it just because they said that they managed to incorporate the story less in cutscenes and more in the gameplay itself. And that kind of reminds me of what they did with back in Call of Duty 3.
Oh, yeah.
And that would be okay. I mean, granted, it was still cutscenes, but it was like seamless cutscenes. And if they can do something where it's like that, but you actually are still playing, which is very doable, that would be amazing, because I loved the narrative structure of Call of Duty 3.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be cool to see that like updated and gone back to. I think that we might actually see a couple old IPs come back.
I'll agree with you. I don't know if it'll be at E3. I think they might save that stuff for PSX.
Well, it depends on like how big
the scale.
the IP is.
The scale.
Like if it's something like smaller, I can definitely see that for like PSX, like Wipeout, for example. That was a really good reveal there. But I mean, like, we might see one of their bigger IPs come back, and I kind of have my fingers crossed for maybe Siphon Filter.
Yo, can I get a reboot?
Yeah, for real.
And I'm just gonna throw it out there just because people keep pestering them for so long. SOCOM. I don't think that we'll actually see SOCOM, but I think they might. I think it'll be like they might do a spiritual successor to it.
My whole thing is this. My whole thing is this on SOCOM. I can't see SOCOM working nowadays in today's modern trigger shooter audience. I just can't.
Well, maybe, but what gets me about SOCOM is I think
they whisked him away, yo. Talking about Spirited Away for real.
I just want Devil May Cry 5. That is.
So what were they working on, Rob? Was it some bullshit ass game with that mocap? If they really did that, I'd be so pissed off.
I'm still waiting to see.
Sorry about that.
They killed SOCOM with the last one.
We have kids running around here, but no. What I think might happen in terms of that is they might like try to put out this. I don't think would be E3, but like a spiritual successor sort of title. And the reason I say that is because a lot of people want like SOCOM completely remade and remastered. I don't think they can even do that.
Nah.
Just because, I mean, a lot of people don't realize that SOCOM is not like just the title of a video game, and it's not some thing they made up. SOCOM is literally Southern Command. It is a military branch. Mm-hmm. And they kind of had permission to use the name. If that permission is gone, they cannot put out a remaster of it. They cannot put out a new entry in it. And, there's just nothing they can do about that.
Right.
Which is why, but I do, part of me though, just to get people to like stop begging for it, does wish they'd like explain why, if they can't do it, why they can't do it.
Right.
And instead, all we hear is like, oh, we understand that people want that, and it's like, okay, but it's still not happening. So at least tell them why, just so that they be quiet about it finally. But Medieval would be cool to see come back too. But no, I mean like something like maybe even the Resistance series.
That'd be a gamble. I don't, man.
I could.
All three.
I could see it. I could see it working. I could. I really want that. Well, what I really want, and I was talking to Rob about this, is like not even inherently like a reboot, but something like set in that universe. Like when you look at all the stuff that happened in Resistance, it's a pretty horrible world, and it's a pretty terrifying place. And I mean, these things can infest you, turn you into one of them. We don't know a whole lot about how long the incubation process takes to start. Is it possible that someone else could be like mutated and, differently than Nathan Hale was? Stuff like that. I wouldn't mind seeing, I don't want to say like pure survival horror, but like something like that kind of set in that universe.
Okay.
And with all the fanfare surrounding like first-person horror games and everything now, I think they could actually do something like that and get away with it. And it would be an interesting update on the series that wouldn't rely on having to try to copy what Insomniac did.
Okay. All right.
I'm in wish list territory at this point, but
yeah, keep it realistic.
Okay, realistic. Totally, yeah. We're gonna see a Legend of Dragoon remake. That's
God, you already know it. You already know it.
Yo.
That would be great though. But
I play my soul like that.
I kind of want to see what's being cooked up over in Japan right now, because apparently Japan Studios already working on something, and they have multiple third parties over there that are working on things. Shu says that they've actually got a lot of people working on projects for them in secret.
I could see that.
And I would love for them to just like, once again, bombard people with games. But above all else, the most important character from their last E3 needs to come back. They need the orchestra.
Oh God, that was a great part.
Yo.
If they bring back the orchestra, that is it again. Just bam, instant W right there.
Mm-hmm.
They need the orchestra back. That was like one of the biggest highlights. I got that God of War on my phone.
What, God of War?
The new score for the new God of War that the orchestra did.
Yeah, that little thing, that intro, bro. I don't think they could have found a better way to intro
that was
God
beautiful.
of War than with that. Seriously.
I mean,
Man.
all I really want is, because I already know they're going to show off God of War, Spider-Man, all that stuff. I want to see Devil May Cry 5.
If only.
That'd be cool.
I want to see more of Marvel's Capcom Infinite because...
Ew.
Dude.
That's a given. That's a given.
No, I love Marvel, but like how that game is looking right now is like, yo, what is this? Like, I don't like this art style. It's really throwing me off. And then I also need to see what was that game? Oh yeah, I also need to see like I already said, 7 Remake and Kingdom Hearts 3. Otherwise, I'm just have to go square with Nomura. Like I will buy a ticket out to Japan by the end of this year. Like
Rip out the Draco, man.
Like yo, fan, wear that.
For real.
I also need to see. I would have, if you had asked me 2 years ago, would you like to see a Chrono Trigger remake? I would have said yes. But knowing Square, now, no.
Anything with Wishlist and Square, I don't even count them.
I don't want to because I'm terrified of what they might.
But this is actually kind of possible because I was talking to Danny about it. So there's rumors that SMT game on Switch, some people are speculating it may not be exclusive. If that junk showed up on PS4, I'd lose my mind.
Yo, it's wasn't there? Speaking of Atlas,
Nintendo fanboys be sending out death threats if that showed up like on the PlayStation stage at E3.
Well, I mean, didn't they just start it?
Yeah, they just started it back when they showed it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
but like,
wasn't there also
even having
some
the
news?
trailer or announcement with
right? Wasn't there also some news that Atlas is working on like, what was it, Jamil? Something about a fourth game in the series.
That was supposedly
that was a rumor that was a rumor that there's a sequel to a fourth game that was going to be on PS4, but some people say that was about Persona 5, but I don't know.
No.
I don't know. I just find it odd that a job listing for Persona 5 would still be up.
Yo, nah, it's clearly Persona 4 2.
4 2.
4 2. It's the long-awaited PS4 port.
Hey, you know what we really need is that P5 racing.
You know what we really need is Persona 3 and Persona 4 remade on the Persona 5 engine. No, I'll do you one better. Persona 2 remade again.
Persona 2
one complete package, no two separate experiences. Complete package.
No,
I would buy that.
Here's the thing. Would you believe I actually saw an article on N4G saying that it's about time they released a definitive version of Persona 3? And I'm like,
wait, what?
We didn't we have 2 of those?
Well,
people don't consider it definitive if it started on the console and it's on the handheld. That's what I've noticed.
Well, I guess the main problem is like Persona 3 Portable gave you the Persona 3 Portable allowed you to control your party members and also add like the whole female side part of it. So like from a gameplay point, it was kind of better than FES because you could actually control your party members. But FES had the journey and the answer, which had the entire story part of it. So it's like people want one version of Persona 3 that has all of that.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah. For me, I don't know. It's kind of like you play both. You get it, but I know some people just want the one, like Persona 4 Golden. I understand that.
I want Persona 1 remade. That game needs to be remade. Like, I mean...
Man, no.
Yes.
No, it doesn't. If you had to pick one, I'd pick 2.
Oh, obviously, I will always pick 2 over 1 any day. But Persona 1, if remade with it's Persona 1 needs to be remade for the same reason people want Shin Megami Tensei 1 and 2 to be remade.
No, we'll remake Persona 1, but put it on the 3DS.
I'm a
that old rusted ass hardware. Boy,
Nah.
I see like trailers for 3DS games and I get really sick. Like,
For real
like,
though,
oh.
for real though, can you imagine if that P5R domain they registered did turn out to be a racing game?
What? Why though? Why?
I'm just
I
wanted to just because
that domain.
I wanted.
Like it could just be about Persona 5 Arena because they've said since
True.
before Persona 5 came out they want to make a Persona 5 Arena, so that wouldn't surprise me if that showed up at E3.
That'd be pretty cool.
What I want that to be a racing game though, just because like I'm stuck on the idea of them releasing a game called Persona Take Your Cart.
Did you just say take? What is this? Grand Theft Auto Japan?
Yeah.
Wait, a Persona style Grand Theft Auto game? Hold up,
Nigga. Boy, that would be.
Hey, yo, drop the Maka, nigga.
No. See, just imagine it though. It's like a Mario Kart style racer. You look back behind you, and all of a sudden you see this giant Mara coming right at you.
No,
Oh,
Danny, you fantasize about. Okay,
No,
all right.
I have nightmares about that. Really.
Oh, well, all right. I mean, hey, to each their own. Different strokes.
I mean, it's not often that you see Zack Snyder's true form. So.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Jeez.
Actually, someone in the comments brought up something we haven't seen in a while. Remember that the City arcade game that needs to have a PS4 release date.
Yo, facts.
Yeah.
But it's Square.
Yeah.
So.
But
But the thing
it's
is,
Square.
Square's not the one even developing it.
It's a Square property, sir.
their name is
E3
attached to
2019.
it.
E3 2019.
Thank you, Rob.
And then we'll finally get to play it in 2025. So.
Yeah, I think Square even contact people they work with, just tell them, hey man, go on, take your time, dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Jim Sterling said it best when he was talking about the Final Fantasy VII remake. It's the Square Enix of 2015 that's announcing it, and it'll be the Square Enix of 2030 that releases it.
Yeah.
Basically.
All right. Rob, some of your predictions. What do you want to see?
All right, man. Well, yeah. Well, right off the top, we already know it's gonna be more God of War.
Yeah, buddy.
But on the side, I'm kind of hoping that they do like the full port over of all the God of War games.
Again?
Well, I mean, they didn't do it to the PS4 though.
Nah. Oh yeah, they only did 3.
They just redid 3 for some reason. They just plucked that one out. Yeah. But yeah, but like the God of War saga for PS4. What you saying?
Well, I have a theory about why they did that. Theoretically, God of War 1 and 2 they could release as like PS2 on PS4, whereas God of War 3, because it was made on the PS3, the PS3 structure is so different from the PS4 that they had to remake it in order to release it. So I think that was why that one got picked.
Yeah, but also, with God of War, if they do the God of War saga, it'll be 6 games.
Oh, well, that would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, Chains of Olympus, Ghost of Sparta, and Ascension.
Yeah, it's true. I still gotta finish.
Do it like Uncharted.
Oh man,
Basically. Man, that'd be a ride. To just have it all out there for people that's jumping on that probably stayed on the Xbox side for most and missed God of War or something.
Well, maybe that's that game Blue Point's working on right now.
I thought they were supposed to be making their own game.
Shh, let us stream.
No, I thought they were.
They are. I'm not sure what it is, but they're working on something.
Someone says we'll see more Uncharted Lost Legacy. Probably. Yeah, probably a little bit. I'm just so glad Chloe's back, bro. Ooh, Chloe.
Yeah, that's safe to say. I definitely got to agree with Danny. I'm hoping this is me hoping to see Siphon Filter. Man, I just feel like it's been long enough. But even if you don't get that, I'm really interested in seeing more of Days Gone. I've been thinking about that game for a while.
Siphon Filter is one of those games, honestly, that like the concept was really cool, and for its time, it was really cool. But you like it, but at the same time, you have to realize that it didn't age too well. And when you look at like how like stealth and combat based gameplay has evolved over the years, like now would be the perfect time to bring a series like that back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Break up the monotony of things.
Days Gone. I want to see Days Gone gameplay, and I want to see it focused on something other than what they call them, the freakers, because everyone thinks it's a zombie game because of those, and it's like those things. They're not even zombies. They're mutant humans. I mean, they have a life, born, they die, they reproduce, they have children, they have to eat or they'll starve, and they do eat like things other than flesh. They just tend to move in hordes.
Yeah. I want to see more of the purpose of the bike. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that and some human interaction, and show what all there is to do besides fight those things.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. I've been thinking about that for a while. Of course, we need a lot more Spider-Man. Yeah. Like I prefer one of those whole 7-8 minute gameplay sections. Yeah.
No, I want to see more Marvel more Marvel IPs get like adapted into like full scale AAA games. If Sony also announced like an X-Men game or a Captain America game or Ghost Rider game, bruh.
Well, I don't know if they do Captain America because of the Avengers thing, and they might find that redundant. But...
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we need to see more of that. Oh wait, Square said we won't because it'll be 2018.
They said don't even ask about it next year.
Yeah, man, seriously.
Don't even ask about it.
Don't even.
Well, if we're lucky, they'll give it to their Western dev teams who actually put out games.
Yeah, give. I think Western dev.
Oh yeah, the Western dev teams are making it, but they just said we won't see. Yeah, they said we won't see the info until 2018.
Yeah, for real.
They were like that though with Spider-Man too. I mean, that came out at E3, and then Marvel wouldn't allow them to even talk about it for like a year. So
yeah, but still, I mean, that's just asinine when you think about it. Like,
well, it is, and it's like that's how hype for your game can kind of die. But at the same time, I understand them wanting to, not overexpose it and have nothing to show.
Yeah, well, in that case, I'd rather them not say nothing at all than just flat out tell you ain't about to hear nothing else until next year.
Yeah, I definitely think more people do need to adopt that Fallout approach. I really do like that, and I think that if we got more people doing that, but nowadays hype culture and building up an audience for a game that doesn't exist yet is more important, I guess, than an established IP and then announcing the day. I think. I mean, obviously, we all have our predictions on what's gonna come out and everything, but here's another one. I'm gonna throw this y'all way. Do you guys think that this little experimentation that Sony's been doing the past couple of years, especially now more than anything, of releasing all of their AAA products in the first 5 months of the year, do you think that's going to continue?
I honestly, I don't think they even have all of them out yet. I think, though, that they are mostly going to be keeping the fall vacant.
Right.
Because, again, they have, like we established earlier, all the third-party marketing deals. So when you see them TV ads for Battlefront 2, for Call of Duty World War II, for, this, that, and the other, you're going to be seeing the PlayStation logo in that trailer. So, on that front, it is like they still have games that have their name on them all throughout the year. And on top of that, it allows their IPs to flourish because they don't have to compete with these, juggernaut IPs. And I think that's one thing that really helped, like Horizon, which was a brand new IP, do as well as it did. I mean, it's a good game on its own, but let's be real. How many of the dude bros out there would have given it a chance if it came out next to Call of Duty or anything like that?
Yeah.
Right. That's basically what I think as well. I just really wish they put one single player title at the end of this year, whether it be Days Gone or something for the fall, because I really appreciate them doing that. Because, I mean, this fall, from what it looks like, it's looking pretty
Samey.
multiplayer.
I mean, yeah, it's very multiplayer focused as well. You got Destiny, you got Call of Duty, and all these other games. So I
But
think
then again,
that
I mean, you know, it might inflate like this short amount of time too. That also kind of happens like after E3, like that whole section kind of inflates a little bit.
yeah, it's true. They definitely add a couple more things, and I mean, who knows? We might hear. I mean, I doubt we'll see it on their stage, but we might see something about Red Dead Redemption 2. I don't know if it's going to keep
That's what I
the
was going
fall
to say.
release date because there really aren't that many games that can just stand up to the juggernaut that is Rockstar. I mean, who are you launching a game on the same day as fucking Rockstar? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
You know, to be honest,
you
because
go
of
ahead and give them
Nintendo,
that
I would
ball.
say because of like Nintendo's obliviousness, if they could, they probably would.
Yeah, well, they did.
Yeah.
You remember Wonderful 101?
When did that launch? What
The same day as GTA 5.
Are they
And
Really?
GTA 5.
Yeah.
And GTA 5 went on to get $1 billion in 3 days.
Yeah, Nintendo thought that Wonderful 101 was so different and that people would pick up both. Well, arrogant Nintendo was like, no, they'll appeal to our game because it's new and hip. But
remember when Horizon was supposedly DOA because it released like 2 days before Zelda?
oh yeah, can we talk about the fact that Horizon, a new IP, is no, we're not going to talk about that. No, okay. hype culture. Apparently, that's what I'm seeing now. Hype culture.
Yo, I need to go
Hype
buy that
culture.
game still. I need that
It's
game.
good. It's a good game, man. All right, so enough about Sony. Let's since we're on the topic of Nintendo.
Well,
Okay.
well, I was about to say, never mind. Go ahead.
All right. Gentlemen, as y'all know, this happens every fucking generation. Now more than ever. The cycle begins. Wait till E3. Wait till E3. Woo!
Oh my God.
Wait till E3.
Chris, that video you made where you were like, "I'm tired of waiting," that junk legit was like
Tired of
pretty
waiting.
spot on.
Oh, I could release that video every generation for a Nintendo console and it wouldn't change. It wouldn't.
You just re-upload the same video.
Literally, I'm gonna do that going forward and make non-specific relations and comments about Nintendo and just re-release that video. Timeless. There we go.
I want.
As soon as any information drops in the E3 area, you know, the fanboys, E3 2018, y'all.
Wasn't that how it was? Like last year, everyone was saying that. Listen, E3 2016 might have been meh, but what do you expect? The Wii U's on its way out. Get hyped for the Switch in E3 2017.
Exactly.
But what game? But what games? Because
No.
there's a rumor that we're getting 2 Metroid, not one, but suddenly out of nowhere, Nintendo's giving us 2 Metroid games. Now, this is what I believe. If this rumor is true, I don't think they're new Metroid games. What I think they are, it's just a remaster of the Prime trilogy and Other Realm.
I think
That's
one
what I
might be
think
a
it is.
mobile game.
Hmm?
One might be a mobile game. I have a feeling.
I think like the remasters of Prime and Other M would probably be the easiest because that's
Other
already
M?
there.
No. See, clearly what it's going to be is Federation Force HD and Federation Force 2.
If you don't
Why? Why, sir?
This man said HD and 2.
You said HD that.
And bro, the fact that they're re-releasing it. Okay, now, but in all seriousness, I'm actually excited to see what Nintendo could bring to E3, only because it will finally put to rest all these stupid and idiotic comments that we've had to deal with for the past 2 years or so. You remember how when they announced the NX and Wii U production of games slowly started to drop off, everyone was saying that, well, the reason why they're quiet on all these events is because they're gearing up for the Switch. They're not going to reveal all their Switch games immediately. Now, I want to take the bullet out of their fucking gun this year, because if they come out and they don't reveal jack shit, I just want to take that bullet out because they can't say that. Wait till E3. What, am I have to wait till next year's E3?
Bro,
Okay,
take the bullet out and flick it at them like radish.
Literally.
Here's the thing. You already know they were full of crap just because if they had all these Switch games they were saving to reveal, they would have revealed them. They would have revealed them when they revealed that system. They revealed everything they had for that system. They had nothing. Only now are they finally getting to work on these games, which is why all these rumors are coming out, which is why everyone's saying, oh, you're going to see this, and this. You're not going to see all that. You will see some, I'm sure. But most of what they show is going to be relatively early in development.
Right.
And anything that's further along is probably going to be either a smaller scale game similar to ARMS, which honestly is, whether people want to admit it or not, a smaller scale game in terms of development, or it's going to be similar to what Zelda was, a Wii U game that was then ported over and optimized for that system. Not necessarily well optimized.
Yeah, I was about to correct you on that.
Right.
So, go ahead.
I just want to say, because like I remember there was a rumor way back when it was still called the NX that they had Pikmin 4, and I'm like, that was one of the first rumors of a game we ever had for the NX. So I'm like, if that's the case, why didn't they show that back in January? Because they could have shown something by now. You know, Nintendo's not like Square. Like, if they,
you know what it is? I have a theory on why. You want to know why? Because Nintendo has been playing this game for the past year or so. You've heard all this hype about the NX, about the Switch and everything, and they've shown you so little. But you want to know what? That's all that seems to fucking matter. So why do they even need to announce these games? Because they know people will go out there and buy a new console when they are perfectly content with the old one to play a Wii U game. Like, let's be serious. They didn't need to come out there. They didn't be 100% serious. They don't need to go out and announce games because you will buy it anyway. They don't need to show their cards until they're in the red, because that's how y'all treat Nintendo. You give them the benefit of the doubt after time and time again. They've lied to you,
and then you buy their overpriced toys.
Like that. That's why when people say, "Oh, it's a preference of things. I like this, but I also have an Xbox or a PlayStation." Like, you've relegated them, and they've accepted their second place in the bedroom scenario. Like, their side piece.
When you set your console up to be a second place handheld, it's already gonna fail. Like, and maybe not in terms of sales, because the Wii didn't fail in terms of sales, but that's a completely different reason as to why it succeeded anyway. But in terms of games, it'll fail. Like, when people talk about the Wii, the only thing they really talk about mostly positive was Smash Bros. And like Skyward Sword and maybe Fire Emblem. But if you look back at the games,
not Skyward Sword.
Hey,
if you look back at the games the Wii had, it didn't have Red Dead, it didn't have BioShock, it didn't have Skyrim, it didn't have, the games everyone played that generation.
Nope. It missed out.
Yeah. That's all it is, man.
They really did. They tried they damnedest to have both. Because I remember when the Wii was still trying to support Call of Duty for I don't know how long.
Yo, I remember the Wii came out with COD 3. Then 2 years after the first Modern Warfare, it got Modern Warfare Reflex. It got Black Ops 1. Bruh. It got Modern Warfare 3. That GameCube hardware was pushing strong, I tell you what.
Pushing strong, man. And then how did they differentiate it? You watch the Wii trailer, you see them kids holding a little white gun, dude.
Mm-hmm. I don't see it. I know people are gonna point out, already in the comments, they've got Mario Odyssey and ARMS and Xenoblade and Splatoon.
Xenoblade's not coming out this year. I don't believe that. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, but see, that's an example of what I mean, though. All this stuff they were supposedly working on that was going to be revealed for this, and it's like way out there. It's like working on this until they actually started making the NX. This wasn't a case of all these Wii games are being, but they ditched the Wii. It's the Wii U. It's time to accept that.
Yeah.
Like they abandoned that thing to die on purpose, and y'all still shilled for it like nonsense.
Yeah,
even the dog agrees.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
I mean, I always got to bring this up when we talk about Nintendo. Do y'all remember when they had damn near confirmed that GTA 5 was gonna be on the Wii U. And to the point of actually having like cover art on they like list of games.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, the Wii U actually they got in trouble for that when they were showing games on the system that were not confirmed for release on the system, and then eventually didn't even show up.
Didn't even show up.
The Switch almost got busted for the same thing because they were showing games that had not been confirmed by the publisher to show up, and it's like the excuses for that were hilarious. Oh well, it's part of the NDA. They can't confirm whether it's coming or not. It's like, if it's coming, then say it's coming. You clearly had the game being used to promote the system. Either it's coming, or they are using a game that's not coming just to tease the fact that the studio that made that game is supporting them, which is crooked.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
And thankfully for them, it did turn out that yes, those games for the most part were, indeed coming. But now you find out that the Skyrim edition of Switch isn't the version of, definitely not the version of the game that you saw on the screen. All the games really that you saw on that screen were nowhere near the fidelity of the actual system.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I always thought it looked kind of hard. I was looking.
I'm more worried about.
And I want to know how the heck you're supposed to play like NBA 2K on two Joy-Cons on the same thing.
Yeah,
Sir,
Good luck
sir,
with that.
you have
You
the
already
Joy-Con
know
controller, sir.
You already know that they're gonna like. Oh god, I don't even want to think about what they're gonna do with that.
They about to go back to having an NBA Jam controller layout.
I'm trying to figure out what games like. Okay, so I don't because so with Xenoblade 2, they were so apparently that game is set to be a worldwide release at the end of this year, and I'm like, that's what I don't believe. I could maybe believe a Japanese version at the end of the year, but a worldwide release, given how big those games are, and the amount of text and everything in that game, I don't believe that would get like a world release. I
will say this: if Nintendo can pull that off, hats off to them, because that'll set something going forward with the industry.
So, oh god, you know what really gets me though is seeing some of the third-party support this thing has, and seeing some of the features that they get. Why do they like? It's weird. Nintendo wants these third-party ports, and they clearly want them, and yet they keep mandating to the publishers like, we want them, but you have to give us something unique. You have to give us something extra that the other versions don't have.
So Wii U all
And
over
they're
again.
usually, and they're really like useless features. Like I Am Setsuna, to get that, they're getting a PvP mode.
But
PvP
why, though?
multiplayer. Exactly. It's got nothing to do with the game or its themes, but they're getting it. And with Xenoverse 2, it's like a game that you really need a good, stable connection to play. They're creating this ad hoc multiplayer mode where you can play with people next to you. It's like, okay, so what happens if you're in the middle of a raid or something and suddenly one of the people in your party moves out of range? What happens then? Well, you're down a guy.
Okay.
And on top of that, it's like they're talking about how you can play it split screen with, on the same Switch with the Joy-Con. And it's like,
okay, I'm confused on that, because is this game still going to be running 60 frames?
no, you already know it ain't going to do that. And if you look at the models, in that magazine scan that was out, they downgraded those too.
Oh, I gotta look at this, man, because
the models.
I looked up footage of Xenoblade 1 and compared it to 2, and after that, I can't go back to the first one.
An interesting thing to note: Nintendo fans legitimately expect all the DLC packs for that game to be given to them completely for free, or they are going to riot.
Well, I mean, if it's a Game of the Year edition,
Xenoblade or Xenoverse?
Xenoverse 2.
Yeah,
I'm trying to.
man, good luck with that one.
Did you post the screenshot in the chat, because I'm trying to find it on Twitter and all?
Yeah, I did actually quite a while ago.
Oh, it comes to this. Okay, no. Okay. It comes out this fall, so I'd expect the DLC stuff to be free. So, I mean, Game of the Year edition and everything, because that'd be kind of a dick move if it releases full price on a new system a year later and it has none of the DLC you have to pay for that. That would be a really dick move.
I think on
That happened with Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs, man.
Wii U.
I think Watch Dogs literally killed.
Yo, this one person in the
Ubisoft's Marvel Super
comments gets
Game.
it. I need my F-Zero back.
Nah,
Like,
well,
no.
here's the thing. Here's the
Not
thing.
Nintendo.
Bamco, I don't
Okay, here it
expect
is.
them to include all the DLC free. I really don't. Some of it, maybe. But
So
not
where's
all.
the
They
Switch
not
screenshots?
getting the
They're the
last
ones on the
pack
bottom.
with Super Saiyan Rose and all that. I think.
Yeah, especially since I mean that last pack, will be like new even on the other systems when that game drops. So
Yeah, that wouldn't make sense for them not to. I mean, come on, you see, Doggo? I'm telling you.
nah, I mean I don't know why they're demanding that though, because here's another unique feature they're getting. They can unlock literally every character in the game that you unlock via story mode from the start with a special pre-order code. They don't even have to play the game. They get everything up front. And they're trying to bundle in, and this is why I know that this game's not going to run well. They're trying to bundle in the Xenoverse 1 story mode.
Why?
Just the story.
Yep, because one of the bigger parts of the story too is your character and two crossing paths with your character in the first one. So you want to try.
But here's the problem. The entire premise of the first one is that, it's kind of a grind fest. You need to level up to advance in it. It's part of the sense of accomplishment. But since they're only putting the story mode in there, a lot of people are now speculating that they might actually gimp the story mode so that you can just kind of progress through that, get your CAC ready, and then advance to the actual game.
Yeah, but basically,
because otherwise, nobody's going to want to sit there and try to grind through that story to then be able to play with their new character in the new game.
The fact that they kept saying story mode kind of let me know. I'm like, yeah, they about to gimp that down so you can get your first character through. He could be this legend that your second character looks up to when you do the Xenoverse 2 story.
But see, the whole reason that felt kind of special in this one is because, you did spend all that time with that character.
Yeah, exactly.
And
that was actually pretty dope.
But now it's like, nah.
Right. I mean, it cuts away the whole feeling you had of, I made you and I can take you out. like that's literally the feeling you had when you cross paths with your character from years ago, especially if you got Xenoverse 1 launch day and it's been that one character you've been grinding for so long, and now you see him like as an NPC in another game.
Okay, so trying to think. I mean, because
Smash and Pokemon.
Yeah, well, so do you think it's gonna be a new Smash, or it's just gonna be Smash Bros?
No, probably just Smash. I don't think it'd be a brand new one. It'll probably just be like a remaster of Smash 4.
Oh God!
Like Smash 4, all the DLC, and they'll probably show out Pokemon Stars.
Full price for Smash Bros?
Of course.
Yeah.
So help me God,
I was like,
I can't wait.
Full price for Twilight Princess.
If Stars really is like just a straight port of Sun and Moon with like no enhancement at all,
I need my Pokemon Emerald effect.
See, I am a Pokemon like addict, shamelessly, and I have said that the moment that they have Pokemon out for that thing, I'm going to be trying to buy it. But if it's literally just a game I already got, then in that case, that's nullified. I'm good.
I mean, I never played Sun or Moon, but like I can't buy just a system for one game anymore. I did that for the Wii U for Bayonetta 2, and it's just as great as that game was, I can't do that stuff anymore. It's just man.
Nah. Also, I don't know when Nintendo might do it, but I can just see it right now. I can see them selling some kind of external super battery to prolong playing your Switch mobile use.
Proprietary battery. It wouldn't shock me, but
yeah, I could see them releasing some kind of hardware for the sake of promoting playing your Switch mobile longer. A lot longer.
There are people still convinced that they're putting out a dock with like native 4K capability built into it, and I'm like, a dock.
I mean,
like the dock as it stands is like a piece of plastic with a fan. It's a glorified friggin' video cable. But nah, they're totally gonna put in all that extra hardware and make it 4K compatible, and it totally won't like be more expensive than a console that way. Look,
Well, it's delusions, man.
the thing is, I expected that kind of thing like near launch because fanboys always get crazy. But the fact that I still see this stuff this much later, this is like the Xbox fanboy effect. You remember the power of the cloud?
Yep.
Oh man, please don't bring that shit back up. Like I thought that junk was gone.
Mm-mm.
No, they still talk about it, man.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's the thing though. I really don't know what Nintendo can genuinely surprise me with. I think they can, if they show off the SMT game again with some actual gameplay, that'll be cool. But they'll probably show off Deep Strange Journey because that's for 3DS or whatever. But it's like I feel that I know I'm gonna see Zelda, more of that season pass for Breath of the Wild. I know I'm gonna see Mario. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a Smash 4 port, and they're probably gonna show Pokemon and Xenoblade in it. But it's like an actual real Metroid would be surprising. F-Zero would be great. I would say a remake of the Mother games, but I don't think they would do that.
Can you imagine playing No More Heroes 3 on those Joy-Cons?
Can you not bring that up?
No,
yet another game announced that wasn't said to be exclusive, I noticed.
Jesus. Well, I think that's pretty much all that we got to say.
Oh, yeah, basically.
As far as predictions go. I mean, like I said, we all have our things that we want to see, our realistic expectations, and what's probably going to end up happening, which in most cases is just going to be a lot of smoke, a lot of mirrors, and a lot more wait till E3 next year. Woo!
That's what it's gonna feel like.
Yeah.
Man, that shit is getting mad old. I'm sorry, man. I can't.
Bro,
as soon as
it's
don't go,
fucking old.
Don't go ideal. E3 2018, y'all.
Hell yeah, dude. Like you just like as the older I get, the more I'm just tired of waiting for these things. Why do I gotta wait 4 years for this shit? Like, because a lot of people like to point it out with the PS3. Well, you weren't playing any PS3 games until Bloodborne came out. I'm like, no.
I think you mean PS4.
Yeah,
PS4. Yeah, exactly. But I was like, no. PS3. You ain't had shit to play for a hot minute. PS4, no, you still got shit, man. I find it funny that the people who say this are the same dudes who bought a Wii U and already bought the next Nintendo system. Like, I find that funny.
And their only excuse is Nintendo's been a part of me since my childhood. So,
I understand games take a long time to make. I mean, I'm majoring in computer science, but don't announce something so early if you're not even out of the planning stages of the game. Like Persona. Okay, so for people in the comments that don't know, Persona 5 actually technically began development while Persona 4 was nearing the end of its development, but Atlas didn't announce it until 2014. And yeah, it sucks that we waited a long time for it. But could you imagine Atlas announcing Persona 5 like a year after Persona 4 came out and not getting into 2017? Like, what kind of fucking shit?
Yeah, that shit. And I think what they were waiting on more than anything was just getting that engine down. And then once Catherine came out and they had it, I think that's when they went to full steam, but then they realized that 2 years wasn't enough, and they had to delay it 2 more years. And shit, I think it'll definitely be better now going forward. What's up, Wes?
That's the key when you announce something, because honestly, unless your whole office caught on fire and everything got destroyed and you had to start over. Like, you should not announce a game and then it take 9 years to come out.
But even then, they back up stuff on servers nowadays, so it's not like you lost your equipment, yeah, but like you still have all your data and shit.
Yeah, then there's really no excuse why a game be taking 6, 7, 8, 9 years to come out.
Well, some of these companies, it's usually just one and done. Don't care. That's what they said with Kingdom Hearts. They didn't expect the series to be where it is today, so that's why they chucked all the old assets.
nowadays we're a lot more careful about these sort of things. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be weird looking in the future. I mean, looking at stuff from like 3-4 years ago, what was high end for video quality, and then now it's different as fuck, man. So, gentlemen, closing comments on this year's predictions for E3, or
if Square Enix doesn't show me those 2 games, I swear to God.
Oh my god! No! You can't say that. You need release dates. You can't say you want to see.
I need a release date. Otherwise, I mean, how much is a flight? I'm looking at flights right now to Japan,
bro. Oh my god!
I'm waiting outside of that Osaka headquarters for no more. Like,
again,
what's good?
Again, though, can we really be too mad considering the fact that we validated their behavior when we all like threw money at Final Fantasy 15 despite?
Yeah, you're right. Honestly.
Yeah.
But I really would love to like get like an announcement that like the Steam version of Final Fantasy 9 was coming to the PS4. That would be great. My dream come true would be like them doing something with Legend of Dragoon, whether it's a remake, a remaster with like a better translation, even. Like, I don't even need a graphical update. Just re-release that game with like a few tweaks and like a better translation, and that'd be perfect. Or, you know, a sequel, sequel, prequel, anything. I don't care. Just do something with it. Give me Dragoon, please.
Yeah.
That is my favorite game of all time, and that would be a dream come true.
I'm getting tired of them. I'm getting tired of everybody when they keep saying, "Oh, we'll do whatever the fans want," and the fans literally yelling in your ear with a megaphone what they want.
Like, if there's at the very least, if there's some reason you can't do it, just be honest and say why you can't. You know?
Yeah, because
that's all I want.
Man, because y'all remember the shitstorm that started when people found out that they were going to put Dart in PlayStation All Stars, and Sony got bombarded with that whole free Dart movement.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I know with the 7 remake originally, Square was actually very against making it because I think it was it Uematsu? No, it wasn't Uematsu. I think it was Nojima. It was one of the guys, and he was like, the reason I don't want to remake it is because he says that Final Fantasy 7 was a passion project. It was like, it was like one of our most passionate games. And he was like, if we were to remake it, ideally, I would like for everyone who worked on the game to be back at Square for one last time to make that game. And, I actually could agree with him on that. I think that would have been the best way. And that was like back early, I think it was like 2012 when that happened or whatever. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. But then they announced the remake, and I'm like, okay. And then they're like, oh, it's going to be episodic. And I'm like, Nani the fuck?
Yeah. Bro, real quick. This is, bro, you stupid. But this is the thing, though. A lot of people don't realize that, or just straight up forgot that Square kind of alluded to this 7 remake all the way back when they did that tech demo for the PS3. And in one sentence they said if the fans would be open to it, they would remake 7. They weren't gonna say no. So you kind of opened the floodgate back then when people saw them remake the little opening on the PS3.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, and then you tie that in with, well, if the fans would like a 7 remake, we'll be open to it. They're not gonna say no. So all the way back then, people was expecting y'all to do this.
Man,
I don't. I really don't want to see. I just don't want to go to this Nintendo conference and have them shit on another old franchise. I don't, man.
Yeah, part of me is kind of glad F-Zero's not back because one of my friends was like, yo, Jamil, he's like, dude, they could imagine this F-Zero Amiibo Racer. I was like, you stop right now.
Bro.
You get hurt.
They would.
They ruined Star Fox. So what else?
They ruined Metroid.
Man, no, See, Miyamoto killing Star Fox is something that I will never forgive that man for as long as I live.
Dude, he won't even try with F-Zero. His words were, "We won't make another F-Zero game until we find an innovative enough controller or some
You
shit
got
like that."
a system with a built-in gyroscope, tilted to steer. There you go, something innovative. Get on it.
Yo, for real, we need to stop playing you. Why do they?
Yeah, Miyamoto needs to get out of the industry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. He did
Everybody
contribute
at
a lot, and
Nintendo.
he contributed a lot, and I do respect that. But he needs. Well, do you know that he's the reason that Rare wound up in Microsoft?
What?
What?
He legit got jealous because of Donkey Kong Country's graphics getting praised over his, both because he considered himself an artist, and you know Japan's attitude toward Western developers. That's no secret whatsoever.
So he was salty.
Yeah, he was salty. He was jealous, and he said that Donkey Kong Country selling well was proof that gamers will take even a mediocre, crappy game so long as the graphics are nice.
Man, Donkey Kong Country was.
And that's why Yoshi's Island looked the way it did. The crayon art style. It was his protest against these hyper realistic graphics that he thought were going to ruin games.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
And he took pot shots at Rare like incessantly.
He must have really didn't like Donkey Kong 64 then.
Oh man, you would not believe this stuff. Believe it or not,
because that blew Mario 64.
Well, I mean, there's also the fact that he ripped off Mario 64 from another person's ideas, but that's a story for the point is, Miyamoto needs to go away.
Facts. And you know who else needs to go away? We need to go away because we are past our stay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all once again for tuning in for another fantastic and fabulous episode of NXP Podcast. Viewer retention was really high for this one because we started at around 40-something, went up to like 60, 65, and then when I said we're ending it, we dropped down to 54. So that's pretty good viewer retention for a last-minute stream.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we will probably be discussing the aftermath of E3 as well. So.
Yes, of course. So whatever the first day I get a day off, we'll be squatted up for that podcast. And yeah, y'all can look forward to that. So y'all take care of yourselves, keep your teeth white, drink your water, and all that motivational health stuff. Signing off from the NXP cast, Danny, Jamil, Rob, y'all have a good weekend. Peace.
And remember, we are Groot.
That we
Whoa.
And we're Mary Poppins, y'all.
Yes. we're Groot, we're Sith, and we're Mary Poppins. Oh. Peace out, man.